We have more examples of linear equations. Remember, it's a linear equation. When the highest power of x is 1, x is x to the 1. We solve for x. The first thing we need to do is simplify the expression on the left and on the right completely before we try solving for x, because we need to first simplify it in a way that there is a single x term, and then we solve for x. So what do we mean by that? Let's simplify the expression, use the distributive property. Remember, this is a times. So 4 times x is 4x. The distributive property, 4 times positive 1 is positive 4. Notice it's a negative x. Each time you need to multiply with a negative x, negative 6. So negative 6x. So negative 6 times x is negative 6x, and then the negative. Always include the sign when you multiply and use the distributive property. So negative 6 times positive 2 is negative 12 equals 2. Now simplify the expression. What do we mean by that? Combine all the x terms. So 4 minus 6x, 4x minus 6x is negative 2x, plus 4 minus 12 is negative 8, and that's equal to 2. We've simplified the left side completely, and there's nothing much to simplify on the right because it's a single constant, it's a number. Now we have to get x by itself. Solving for x is getting x by itself. First, since 2 is multiplied to x, we'll deal with the 2 at the end. But what we're going to do is first get rid of the 8, negative 8 on the left by adding an 8, the opposite. And then we do the exact same thing on the right. So positive 8, negative 8 cancel each other out, and you get a 0, which means negative 2x plus 0 is negative 2x equals 10. Now 2 is multiplied to x. The only way we can get rid of it is by dividing by the exact same number, negative 2. So the negative 2 is multiplied to x. So divide by the exact same number to get rid of it. Negative 2 over negative 2 is a 1. 1 times x is an x. So that's how we get rid of the negative 2. But what we do on the left, we do the exact same thing on the right. 10 is divided by negative 2. So we get 2 goes 5 times into 10, but then we are dividing a positive by a negative, and therefore we have a negative 5. If you want to check your answer, plug it back in. Negative 5 plus 1 minus 6 times negative 5 plus 2 has to equal 2. So let's try to do this quickly. That's a negative 4, and that's negative 16, minus 6 times, and that's negative 3, so that's a positive 18, and that's equal to 2. So the left side is equal to the right side, so our answer is correct. Especially on exams and anything that you want to be extra careful about, just plug it back in. Now that you have your calculators, just plug it back in and simplify it very carefully. Use the parentheses and copy the exact expression into your calculator to make sure that it's a correct answer. Now the next one, this is the next problem. It's very similar, except that here you have decimal numbers. And it's the same process. We have to simplify the expression first. Get rid of all the parentheses by using the distributive property. Simplify the expression completely before you try to solve for x. So 0.03x plus 0.05, and it's a positive 0.05. Notice this is a positive number, so that's why I put a plus. And I could use the calculator, but remember, shifting the decimal point 4 places to the right will also get you the answer very quickly. 0.05, shift to the right, 1, 2, and then 2 more. So that gives you a 500, or use your calculator. Positive 0.05 times negative x is negative 0.05x, and that's equal to 120. We still haven't simplified the left, so let's go ahead and simplify. There's an x term here and an x term here. 0.03x minus 0.05x is negative 0.02x. 0.03 minus 0.05 is negative 0.02, plus there is a 500, and that's equal to 120. Now we've simplified the left side completely and the right side is simplified. It is 120. Now we start solving for x, now that we've simplified the expression completely. Let's get rid of the 500 first by subtraction on both sides. So negative 500, and this is negative 0.02x, and that becomes a 0. So that's equal to 120 minus 500 is negative 380. Now negative 0.02 is multiplied to x, and the only way to get rid of it is by dividing both sides by the exact same number, negative 0.02, and that's equal to negative 380 divided by negative 0.02. Cancel the common factors, and x is equal to, let's use the calculator. So I know it's going to be a positive number because two negatives divided or multiplied make a positive, and that's 19,000. You can always plug the number back into the equation to double check, and you'll see that both sides are exactly the same. So 0.03 times 19,000 plus 0.05 in parentheses 10,000 minus 19,000 is equal to 120. Enter this into your calculator. You'll notice that it's equal to 120, and you get 120 equals 120, which is true, and therefore we know that this is a correct answer. Let's do another quick example. We have 0 equals 7800A plus 80. Now we have to solve for A. Remember, the left side is just 0. Right side is simplified completely. There's nothing else we can do to simplify. So now we start solving for A. First, do the subtraction. It's the opposite of PEMDAS. Get rid of the 80 first by subtracting both sides. And then we have 7800A, and what's this equal to? That's equal to 0, so we don't have to worry about that. We got rid of the 80 on the right by subtracting both sides by, we are subtracting 80 on both sides. Now we have to solve for A. A is multiplied to 7800. So let's divide both sides by 7800. Negative 80 over 7800. So you get A equals, and let's simplify this fraction. You can use your calculators. Remember to simplify fractions as well. and this is equal to negative 2 over 195. So that's 2 times 4 and then 195 times 4, but you can use your calculators to do it. Remember that if your calculator gives you a decimal answer, there's a function in your calculator that will change it to a fraction.